Hello friends. Well, today we're going to take a look at money. And Robert Breedlove has a show called The Idea of Money. And we're going to look at money in terms of Bitcoin. Because money and cash and all those words are old words that refer to the old system. And so Bitcoin is something else. But let's look at the idea of money, because I think Bitcoin is more of a database for money and information, and it's less so money. So let's see what Robert Breedlove has to say. Well, maybe we should do a read on him. I think we'll do a read on him some other time, but at this point I think we're going to just, well, I guess let's just do a read on him then. Who is Robert Breedlove and what is he about? What is his story and his idea of money? Show. What's his purpose? What kind of a player is he? Where does he fit in the scheme of things? His name is well recognized. He's one of the players. So who is this guy and his idea of money? Let's see how he's showing up today. Today is a sacred gift from the universe. Well, that's funny. We got that just the other reading. I guess that's still true. You saw me shuffle, so they're coming out the way they're supposed to. As always. Money. Well, if you've read the Bitcoin Standard, that's the history of money. And it's an interesting read. I did a show on it. I think everybody should read it, so they have an idea. It's like the playbook for what we're doing right now. If you don't read it, then you're missing out on the information. That okay. The information. Sexual energy. Well, we've seen that before too. Sexual energy. Money is sexy. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, let's see. 25. Sexual energy. In the purest sense, sexual energy is not an energy to be expanded from you. It is a state to reside in. The first and second chakras are the root of our sexual feelings. When you use this very potent energy to manipulate people and situations, you are doing yourself a large disservice. When you expand your life force energy up from the first two chakras and incorporate the energy from your heart and your crown, you can experience the most complete and divine experience of sexual energy possible. This doesn't even have to include another person. When you can merge your connection to Creator with your connection to the earth, without any filters or blocks between the two of you, you will experience a complete and true connection. We act as the conduit between heaven and earth, and when we can put ourselves into this energy at any given time, we are not tempted to use our sexual energy in a way that feeds our need for validation, nor are we easily manipulated by another's outputting of sexual energy. This card is asking you to look at where sexual energy is directed in your life. Well, I think if you took out the word sexual energy and you put money, that whole little thing that I read it would make a lot of sense too. I mean, you know, we are not tempted to use our money in a way that feeds our need for validation, nor are we easily manipulated by another's outputting of money. This card is asking you to look at where money is directed in your life. So, I think that's true. Maybe an important thing to say. Okay, well, we have a little bit of a start here. So, yeah, money and sexual energy is a very potent force. And if that's what money is, the magic money system is using, which doesn't surprise me because that's what they use to create everything. They steal it from other people and they use it to create everything. It doesn't surprise me this is showing up here. Is Robert Breedlove one of those people? Or is he somebody else with a different mission? I guess we really do need to see who he is before we decide what he's doing is one thing or another. If you must forgive, if you want to be free, do it for yourself. You must forgive if you want to be free. Well, okay, so are we forgiving someone? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, otherwise you're still hooked in. Forgive. Oh, this has a lot of ramifications, doesn't it? We're in like sticky stuff here, walking through the muck. Didn't occur to me we would get into this kind of stuff, asking that question. You know that little slip of paper that reminds me what I should do a show on? That one's been sitting around for a really long time, and I just never got around to it. I got off on other tangents and started talking about other things. And I'm just kind of running on finishing up what's, you know, kind of lingering. And that's what's lingering. So interesting. Well, the moon card usually tells us something important, so let's listen up. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Well, that usually means pairing, doing things together. So, let's see. New moon in Libra. New moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle begins. Give and take could well be the answer to whatever dilemma you're asking about. Compromise may be called for. It's time to start negotiating or even renegotiating. When the new moon in Libra comes up, there is a restart for you, and for someone else, a new relationship could be beginning. And if that's the case, the chances are this will be a healthy and well-balanced connection. In anything you do after pulling this card, doing it in pairs is advised, such as teaming up with someone in business or in your personal life. Libra is a sign of relating, or the card suggests that whatever is at the heart of the issue you're addressing is someone who will open to things. Whatever is at the heart of the issue you're addressing is someone who will be open to talking things through. Avoid being selfish. It won't get you anywhere at this time. Reach out to someone and let them know you care. Feel more, think less. Marriage and engagement is in the cards. A legal matter will go your way. Pay some attention to your appearance, but don't be all about appearances. Libra is the sign of love and harmony, negotiation, and relationships. It is harmonious, kind, and luxurious, and always aiming for balance. So when we have the new moon in Libra, or at any time you draw this card, there's a restart possible for anything and everything connected to partnerships, negotiations, appearances, and justice. Remember that Libra is depicted by a set of scales. This energy wants to bring things back to equilibrium. Well, just that card alone is telling us that Breedlove has intentions that are not nefarious. They are pure, it seems, and he is perhaps restarting. Maybe he was a money guy in the past, in some sense, and he's restarting that what's the word I'm looking for? That cycle. He's restarting that in his life, but he's restarting it with Bitcoin, and he wants to work together with Bitcoin and bring about a change for humanity. So that might be what's happening. I don't know if he's working with someone, but it seems that partnerships, so there may be someone in the background we don't know about that he's working with. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't follow him that closely. Justice. He's showing up as justice. So he's here to show us what is money. He's helping us learn that right now money is corruption and Bitcoin is the answer. Page of Pentacles is crossing him. So what's crossing him, his challenge is that he's studying the money, he's learning about the money, he's learning about the system, but he's new at this. So he's learning. That's what's crossing him. He doesn't know as much as he'd like to know. He's coming from a place of wonderful Ace of Cups, emotional fulfillment. And he's going to a place of nightmares. He's hoping for the Magician. Wow. There's a lot of stuff showing up here. Okay, stay up there and don't fall over. Okay. Huh. Well, I guess he sees himself a little bit of it embattled. Okay, so like I said, he shows up as justice. He shows up as justice. And what's crossing him is he's starting out with a new system. So he's very righteous. He has a good heart and a good plan. He feels very driven, and his heart is full going forward. He wants to do this mission, and he wants to use his magic to create what needs to happen to get away from the money. But it's tough. He's hitting a wall because the money is so corrupt, and he's trying to move things forward. But there's so many things going on and choices and distractions that it's hard for him to stay on mission because there's too many things going on and choices, and there's shitcoins and there's all kinds of other things. He's fighting all of these things, like the magic money system, the choices, the disinformation, stocks and bonds, gold. There's too many choices for people to be making, and he's like, please listen to me. I know the way, and they're not listening because he's trying to orange pill them, but they're not listening. He feels like he's in a fortified position, but he's battling because he's trying to get the point across, and it's not going well. He's under attack. He's really focused on what he's doing, but there are these other things going on that are, disturbing his focus. He finds himself in the environment of trying to focus on what his mission is and his goals. And he's feeling good about it, but, hey, there's other stuff going on. There's a lot of other stuff going on. And, he's trying to stay on mission. There's so much illusion, yet he has the ability he's trying to have the ability to control the illusion, and his hopes and fears are that maybe he will and maybe he won't. Some days he does and some days he doesn't. But there's a lot of illusion that he has to fight, and he has to be able to control it. The Hierophant, too, is, these dogs. The Hierophant, too, is him as a religious leader, receiving divine information to carry us forward and to show us the way. And yet, the Hierophant, he's in control, he's trying to lead the way, he's trying to lead the mission, and it's an important place that he finds himself in as far as his ability to direct other people. He has a pretty good show, he has a pretty good following, his voice is being heard, but it's an uphill climb. He's hitting mountains and he's trying to get over obstructions and past things, but it's difficult for him. He's very frustrated, and he's very he's up against a lot of adversity. He's hitting a lot of flack. He's getting a lot of flack. Okay, so let's see where our Lenormand takes us. What is money? Huh. Well, he's trying to tell us what is money. Every day he goes on his little show and tells us, gives us information, and people are not paying attention. They're ignoring him. They're fighting with him. Yeah, he's dug in, and you know, he's trying to do the right thing, but it's tough to do the right thing, especially now. But he's certainly a good guy. These are not bad guy cards. With some luck, he'll see the sun. Maturity, elders, retirement, purity, and again, sex. Huh. Good luck. Positive opportunities, things going your way. And the sun. Success, victory, illumination, confidence. So I think if he goes forward with purity and maturity and looks at things from the sense of an ascended person, sexual energy, if he uses his maturity, he'll get lucky, and he'll get to where he needs to go, which is a place in the sun, and he will achieve his goals. But he has to change his attitude. He can't get caught up in the dysfunction, and he can't get caught up in I keep working but I'm not getting anywhere. He can't get caught up in this. He has to keep himself pure with divine, inspiration and help, and he needs to fight the illusions created by the magician and use the magic instead to bring himself to a point of controlling the magic and becoming the Hierophant, where he is in charge of, everything, but in charge in terms of Bitcoin. So he needs to take more command of where he's at, and that's difficult because he has so many obstructions, and there's so many choices, and there's so many distractions. But he needs to come out and command the attention of people. Maybe he needs to become more dynamic. Maybe he needs to become more sexy and more flashy. Maybe he can't be so grumpy, and he needs to be more sexy and flashy, and then he'll attract people. Maybe that's what that sexual energy is. He needs to live in his sexual energy so that he can manifest more. That could be very well be the truth of the situation. Because if he lives in that sexual energy, it'll turn everything around, I think. He'll get lucky. If he uses his sex, he'll get lucky, and then he'll see the manifestation of what he wants. Okay, so Robert Breedlove, I guess you got to get a little sexier in your presentation. Nightingale. Well, there it is. Sing your song, Robert Breedlove. Sing your song so that we can hear and we can respond appropriately. Oh, tell me it's not in there. I can't even get in there. No. Nightingale. Fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeably among the flashy plumage of the other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. Sing speaks freely with kindness. Well, I think that's true. I think he's saying the right things. He needs to change his presentation a little bit to be a little more sexier. He needs to use this sexual energy to his advantage. He needs to use that in his magic to create how he wants things to go more smoothly. He wants to get his message out better. And that's not happening until he becomes a little more attractive in some way and somehow. Maybe if he can change something in his show, maybe he can add people to his show, maybe he can do something in the show that is pulling people in more or gets them more excited. Whatever that is, it needs to be his idea, and it needs to be from his heart, and it needs to move everything forward so that he's not so embattled and that he has a better he is received more positively, because right now he's not being received positively. He's embattled. He's fighting with everybody and can't figure out why he's not getting his message across, because I think he might be fighting with everybody. He can't fight with everybody. You gotta honey, not vinegar, right? Okay, anyway, so that's the situation. He's not a bad guy, though. He's a good guy, and he has a hard mission, and I think he needs some kind of help, like divine inspiration or some kind of a change. One little thing could make all the difference in the world, but he would know what that one thing is. He needs to do something he has never done before. It's out of the box. Maybe today is the sacred gift from the universe that he will listen to my read and figure it out, and then he will be more successful in some way. But, forgive yourself for not being perfect, and a new cycle is beginning. You just have to, one little tweak, maybe, put a sidekick on that's female, or, do something else, some little thing that's different in your show to really push it forward. But that's the trick here to get where you need to get. So something. I hope to see some changes, maybe. But that's what you need. Some new thing. Anyway, good read. Interesting. Didn't expect that to happen. Didn't really talk about money. We talked about Robert Breedlove, and he can talk about money because that's his job. So we don't need to talk about money. We don't need to define it here because he'll do it. He knows how to do it, and he does it well. He just needs to do it with a little more sex appeal. Okay, Robert Breedlove, good luck to you. And thanks for watching, and like, share, and subscribe, and comment if you will. And thanks. We'll see you soon.